Hi, it is Friday, May 1st, and we are up to 3,321 cases of COVID 19 in Arkansas. The big news from our house is that Clover shed last night, which is always cool to see. I wish I could watch her shed. I wish I could get a video of that for you, but hasn't happened yet. So I knew she was going to because she did that thing where she turns kind of pink as she pops the scales off. She'd been hiding. She hadn't wanted to interact because she can't see very well, right? We've talked about this in class. So I knew she was going to shed soon. And this morning when I got up, sure enough, there was this beautiful intact snakeskin in her tank. And I was excited and I reach in there and I'm picking it up and I get to where I'm most of the way, 2/3 of the way toward the back of the snakeskin, and I'm picking it up real carefully so don't rip it. And I see this giant, gross snake turd, and I think, dang it, Clover, why did you shed and then go poop on it? Or why did you poop and then shed your skin through the poop? Grr. And that's not what she did. She pooped while she was shedding. She pooped in the skin she was shedding, and it was gross. And I picked it up, and there's this poop in the skin, and the tail was hanging down. The tail was completely full of pee. Like, it's nice that it was all in one piece, right? It's cool that it was watertight, but it's this snake skin full of pee. It was super gross. So here I am in my pajamas, right? I just got up, and I'm carrying this gross thing into the bathroom, and I put it in the sink, and I had to cut a little hole in it so that I could dump the poop out and rinse it out. Most ridiculous thing that's happened so far, I think, with the snake. Even more ridiculous than the time that the snake pooped on Todd and he had to go to the bathroom and wash up, and we all voted to give him 100% on the quiz he didn't even have to take that day. This was right up there. Anyway, I want to show you the skin. I rinsed it all out so that it's nice and clean, and then I put it on this towel and spread it out in a way that I usually don't have time to do at school. But you can see how long it is. It's like almost as long as a whole bath towel. And it's dry. It's pretty much dry now. It looks really good. I'm looking forward to letting it dry the rest of the way and putting it up on the wall in my office. You'll have to stop by. Even if I am not one of your teachers next year, you have to stop by and see it. Let's see. I think that's pretty much the Clover update. You guys, you know what? Nobody stopped by today during office hours to watch me feed Clover. I was kind of disappointed. I had several grown-ups here watching her eat her mousies, but you guys didn't show up. So please remember that during office hours on Fridays, Clover eats. Usually a mouse about 2:30, a mouse about 3. Probably a mouse about 3:30 next week also. So that's the Clover story for today. The governor's big news for today is that they announced that we will be able to get a haircut again soon. Barbershops and beauty salons and nail places are allowed to reopen as of next Wednesday, which is May the 6th. There are some restrictions, and I'm going to really briefly go through those with you so that you'll know what's expected of you if you're going to go get a haircut or get your nails done before Mother's Day. For small places, we have to have 10 or fewer people in the facility. That's customers and people who work there. Bigger places can have more than that, but they need to operate at only 30% of their booths full, is what they said. So whether your favorite places need to follow the first rule or the second rule just depends on how big they are. They're not supposed to take walk-ins. You have to call and make an appointment or make an appointment online. You can't wait in the waiting room for them to get to you. You have to, let them know you're there in whatever way, and then go sit in your car or wait outside until they're ready for you. Customers have to stay 6 feet apart. Of course, the person who's doing your hair or your nails will have to be closer to you than that, but customers we're still supposed to be staying far apart from each other. You have to wear a face covering, as long as that's practical, depending on what you're having done, right? What else? No. And they said don't go to get your hair cut or your nails done if you have symptoms of COVID-19. Even if you don't have COVID-19, even if it's just allergies, they said specifically, If you are coughing or sneezing, even because of allergies, you're supposed to stay away from barbershops, nail salons, and beauty salons. So keep that in mind going into next week. So it's gotten a little bit confusing. I've made a list on my computer of stuff that's either reopening now or will be reopening in the next couple of weeks. So just a rundown of that. Gyms and fitness centers can reopen on Monday, which is the 4th of May, with some restrictions. We talked about those yesterday. Barber and beauty shops and nail salons can reopen the 6th, which is Wednesday. We just talked about that. Restaurants can reopen for seating inside with some restrictions on Monday the 11th. So that's Monday after next. State parks will be doing a phased reopening. They'll more or less be back to normal on May 15th, which is a Friday. Though some of the really popular park trails, like the Pinnacle Mountain Summit trails, will still be closed for a while longer because they tend to get so crowded. Dental offices can reopen, also with some restrictions, but on May 18th, which is a Monday in a couple of weeks. So up until now, that's what we know about phased reopening of businesses and parks in Arkansas. Please realize and remember that I am watching these news conferences every day so that I can give you some up-to-date information. And what that means is that if you have questions, I may be able to answer them. And I will admit if I don't know the answer, and I'll help you find the answer. So anything about restrictions or rules or what we're doing in Arkansas to do this phased reopening, I'd be glad to answer questions if I can. So remember to stay in touch, right? You can always send me a message on Google Classroom. You can send me a chat message in Google Hangouts. You can, you can send me an email, of course. I usually respond to emails within a few minutes during the day. You can stop by during my virtual office hours from 2 to 4. There's always a link in your Google Classroom that gives you a way to click and just join me for a meeting in that way online. I think that's it. As you can see, the kitty and the snake are friends. So from all of us at my house, the kitty, the snake, Hey Duke, and me, have a good weekend. Please take care of yourselves and your people. Please keep learning things. Please stay in touch. I'm here if you need me.